So in this video we're gonna classify flowers based on its features. So the dataset we use for this tutorial is this dataset. So we have four features, that is these four features. So using these features we will predict whether the flower is iris setosa or iris virginica or iris versicolor. So the dataset is about 150 rows and we have 5 columns. As you can see we have 150 rows and 5 columns. So the first row is sepal length and second row is sepal width and third row is sepal width, petal length and petal width. So using these four features we will predict the flower is setosa, versicolor or virginica. So this is the dataset we have. So for this tutorial you can either use Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab. So that is your choice. So for this tutorial I am using the Jupyter Notebook. So first of all, let's import the necessary libraries that we need for this tutorial. So I am importing NumPy and Pandas. So let's run that. So to run in Jupyter Notebook, just enter Shift plus Enter. So next we need to load the dataset into our Jupyter Notebook. So we need to provide column names for the dataset. Since as you can see, this dataset doesn't have any column name. We can't able to tell whether this column is sepal length or sepal width. So we will provide sepal length for this column, and for this column we will provide sepal width, and for the third column we'll provide petal length and petal width. And for the target variable we're using the class labels column name. So let's import the dataset. So to import the dataset we're going to use the read CSV method from pandas. So inside that just provide the location of the dataset and I'm giving the column name for this dataset. Okay, so let's run now. So now our dataset is loaded into our Jupyter Notebook. So if you want to see the top 5 columns of the dataset, you can use the head method. As you can see, now we have the column names for this dataset. So this is the top 5 columns of the dataset. But if you want to see the bottom 5 columns of the dataset, you can use the tail method. As you can see, it displays the bottom 5 datasets. So after that we will analyze the dataset. So to analyze the dataset, just use the describe method. So the describe method will give you the mean, standard deviation, minimum value, and the 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, and the count of the each of the columns. As you can see, it says 150. That is same as our column count. As you can see, we have 150 rows. So next we will separate the features and target variables. So we will use these 4 columns as our features variables, that is our x, and this fifth column is our target variable, that is y. So we will prioritize the y. So we will separate the features and target here. So just run this. So after that we will split the data set. So after that we will split our data set. Since we can't train the model with our 150 rows, if we train the model with our 150 rows, then we can't able to test whether the model is predicting accurately or not. So we will split the data set. So half of the data set is used for the training purpose and the half of the data set is using for testing purpose. So since we have 150 rows, we will only use the half of the that is 75% of the data set for the training only. So to split the data set into training and testing, we will use the train test split from the scikit-learn model selection. So just import that. So after that just pass x and y to the train test split. So the test side, that is 25%, we will split the data set into 25% for testing and 75% for training. So this trains test split will return 4 values, that is x train and x test and y train and y test. So now let us see the shape, that is rows of the training data set. As you can see, it comes out to be only 112 rows is used for the training. So remaining 30 rows will be used for the testing. So let's run this. As you can see, this is the same. So let us see the x test. So as I mentioned, 38 is used for the testing. So for this flower classification, we're going to use the support vector classifier. So just import that. So from scikit-learn.svm, so that is a support vector machine, we're going to import the support vector classifier. So let's initialize our algorithm. Then we will train our algorithm. So to train the algorithm, just use the fit method. So inside the fit method, just pass x train and y train. So just run this. So now our model is trained. So let's test it with the training data set. So we're going to predict on the testing data set now. Since we have the true value here, that is y test, we will compare this data set with the predictions here. So the accuracy comes out to be 97%. To predict the accuracy, we're going to use the accuracy score from scikit-learn metrics. So after that, we will test the data set and we will test the model using new values. So this is one row and this is another row and this is third row. So we will predict whether these values are iris setosa or iris versicolor or iris virginica. So let's predict this x new and we will print that using the we will just print that. So this model predicts these values as iris setosa and these values as iris versicolor and these values are iris virginica. So this is how you train the model using predict new values based on the model that you have trained. So for this case, we use the support vector classifier. So in the upcoming videos, we will see other algorithms. So this is for this video and I will meet you in the next one.